A new committee dedicated to investigating the Sewol-ho ferry disaster has kicked off its operations by meeting the families of the 9 victims still missing. Meeting in the southwestern city of Mokpo, they discussed the best ways to recover those who remain unaccounted for almost 3 years after the sinking. Kim Chang-joon has more.
The 8-member Sewol-ho Ferry Committee held its first meeting on Wednesday at Mokpo City Hall and appointed maritime lawyer Kim Chang-joon as its chairperson. At a short press conference afterward, Kim acknowledged the mounting expectations on the group, which had been inaugurated just the day before. He said that although the committee was created for the purpose of uncovering the reason why the vessel capsized, they will prioritize finding the remains of the 9 passengers who are still missing. Starting this week, the committee has an initial 6 months to investigate the ferry sinking and go through all available evidence. They also have the option of a 4-month extension. 5 of the committee's 8 members were chosen by lawmakers, while the other 3 were proposed by the Sewol-ho ferry victims' families. With the inaugural meeting out of the way, the committee headed to Pyeongmokkang Harbor to meet with the family members of the 9 still missing passengers to discuss possible approaches to finding the remains. The task is expected to prove difficult in part because the ship is currently lying on its left side, on top of a semi-submersible ship, which will make it harder for investigators to move through the vessel safely than if it were upright. Korea's Oceans and Fisheries Ministry is thinking of separating the top 3 decks from the rest of the ship, so it can set that portion of the ship upright. But the families of the missing reportedly object to that method, fearing that it would jeopardize investigative attempts to determine what caused the ferry to capsize. In the meantime, however, the operation to transport the ferry to Mokpo Newport may have hit a snag. The ferry was expected to depart on Thursday afternoon and arrive on Friday, but there are concerns that the schedule could be pushed back due to deteriorating weather conditions. Kim Jung-soo, Arirang News.